Yes, friends, we are continuing in the simplest way possible, but in the most effective way. Our stage is dark, and we need to logically light it up. Look, what I'm actually trying to teach you here is how you should approach the stage, friends. It doesn't matter what your stage looks like. The process you need, the process I'm teaching, is actually about how you should approach the stage, friends. It doesn't matter what your stage looks like. It doesn't matter whether your stage is of high quality or low quality. The important part here is how to approach the stage. Knowing how you should approach it, friends, when you know this, you can do it in all other projects. You'll achieve perfect results. Of course, the quality of the stage is important, but the principle of approaching the stage is what makes this happen. How can I approach the stage? How can I increase the impact on stage? Since this is an important part, we are going step by step. I closed this part by pressing the close button. I closed this as well. And I've come outside of my stage, friends. I clicked on the rectangular light source, which is the rectangle light here. Look, it's telling me where I need to develop the light source. I dropped it on that surface by holding it from the outside. I made my light source about the size of the window, and I clicked and dropped it. Did you see that, friends? I came and dropped it here about the size of this. Then I'm selecting the light. Since the direction of the light is this way, it's illuminating the outside. Normally this. With the mirror feature here, I made the light look inward by marking the blue axis. And I brought this inside, using the move command, friends. I added one here. One is not enough. I need to add the second one here. Right now it's saving because autosave is on. I pressed Control. I duplicated one more. And two of them. So, where can I see these light qualities? I'm adding them, but they need to have some settings. Look, I'm going to the asset editor again. This is the part where my main screen settings are. I pressed it. I've come to the light section. It says rectangle light. Do you see it? Why does only one appear? Because I duplicated them by copying. They are instances. So, since it came as a component, the settings for both of them are in the rectangle lights here. It shows 30. Look, it shows 30. Now I'm going to add one more, and I need to add it here. I need to add the part you see here, so I'm marking the light of the rectangle tool again. I came here, clicked, and dropped it here. Look, it has come here, guys, and I'm marking its direction too. I came to the mirror tool and imported it as blue. And then, look, while this is selected, I used the move command to bring this in. I brought it, guys. I left it right in front of the full window. As you can see, now I'm going back to my stage. And I pressed the render button for my stage, guys. We'll see the difference. We'll see the difference in lighting. Look now. Normally, even though there are lights added, it still looks dark. Why? Because, guys, in the settings section, the light source normally appears in the ads. When the light source is visible, it means that it is blocking the sunny background. Look now. I've come to the option section. I want you to look at this part here. Normally the light source looks like this, but it shouldn't be visible. That's why I'm marking the invisible part. Look what happened. The light source is not visible, but the light is coming. I'm doing the same thing for the large light source that I added from the back, which is my second light source. I'm saying invisible, and after doing this, I set the exposure section in the settings to auto. Setting the exposure to auto means that the scene is adjusted to a certain level of saturation. I'll do this later in the part I showed in the frame buffer. Guys, look, I've just pressed render, added my lights, and opened the exposure section. And as you can see, the light intensity with a certain level of saturation has started to show itself in my scene, guys. Look, normally this is a render we call progressive. So it's rendering quickly. And in this way, look, he's continuing by making passes. Look, it says pass 1. These passes are sending light inside, making the interior brighter. Guys, of course, we will balance this out. We're going to make it better. Because there is light intensity and dullness here, we have different techniques to eliminate this dullness. We will continue by doing those. As you can see, the light environment is continuing to illuminate the interior quite well. When we look at the dark areas, we can see that there are no regions left in the dark. So naturally, everything is being illuminated evenly.